Okay. Okay, give me 2 seconds to share the link. Then I should be going live. Okay, here we are. Okay. That's all been set. Let me move some of this stuff here. Don't know if you hear it, but I have a drink which is sizzling a lot. So there might be a little bit of noise coming from that. What I want to do today here, hello. Greedo, hello. Sorry. What I want to do here today is work on this track. And I want to, first of all, listen through it, because there's a few elements that I think aren't quite right for this track. So there are already some that are colored orange here. What I'm probably going to do is assign the track color like that. So those are already colored. And then we're maybe going to add a few more to that list. And then we're going to redo those. And I want to make it sound a little bit more psychedelic, so that's the main goal for today. But let's first have a listen to the whole track. The Turbo Diddy, Klaus, how are you guys doing? Nice to see you. Is the volume and everything okay?
Matrix.
Just taking down some notes. Yellow is going to mean fewer of these, not remove them.
What we are in right now is like computer coded reality or some type of computer construct.
Hello Mologify, how are you doing? Which one of these is the vocal that I want to remove? Probably this one. We have a lot of atmospheres in this project. Going to make this one here orange as well. This project is a bit of a mess, sorry guys. Going to remove all of this stuff. Those are old notes. I like how Mologify is welcoming me to my own stream. Very, very nice. This is the part with the vocal.
Now, simulation theory is the idea that we are living in a simulation. That the world that we live in is not the real world, but it's just a simulation that somehow we are hallucinating. Much like being cocooned inside the Matrix while we all live out our lives.
I like this part. I'll make this shorter, this is all okay. No flute here. More sounds in here. Basically want to fill up this whole drop here. I think this is also okay. We need some more sounds in here as well. I don't think I want this sound in here. Maybe towards the end. I think this sounds nice, having it there, so I'll leave it there. And then it's into the outro. Outro also needs some more stuff, but that's a last minute thing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to delete all of the items that are in here. This one, this one, this one, this one. This one is empty. That one and that one. And we're going to fill it up with new, better sounds. Hopefully. Okay. So the first thing I want to do actually is listen to this one. This is a cool sound, but it happens a little bit too often. So I'm just going to halve the amount of times that we do it. And then I'll return it to its original color. Might play this a few more times later on the track as well. Maybe here. General Greedo with the wise words here. Okay, let's just get on to some sound designing. I have no idea what I want to do, which is not a good start. Actually, you know what? Let's try a trick here. I'm doing a few tutorials on different sound design ideas. One is about the idea of so-called Designer FM. Now you guys all know probably this trick here. I have this SSQ carrier that I often use to make sounds because it gets really nice tones from there. Stuff like that. This is a very gritty tone that you get with some nice FM setup. What you can do is just play with how this mapping works. Right? We can maybe make some changes here. Now we change the map to something like this, we get a different texture. Maybe try that with a sine. Something like this. That's a nice tone, I think. We'll run this through a bandpass filter and see. Actually, we don't want to output that one. Get a nice gritty FM from that. I like that. A little bit of that. Let's see. People getting scientific in the chat. Let's use delay here. I like delay. We used that in the last stream as well for our main collection of leads. In this one case, we basically ran a whole bunch of different leads through the same delay. I don't know if I want to do that again. I need to set up the spread. I'm going to manually modulate this, I think. I forgot the key of the track. This is in G sharp. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I hoped I could just, yeah. Nice bouncy feeling there. It's obviously quite loud now. I'm actually going to, let's first set it lower. And then make it louder again. What an argument, guys. Come on. slightly going in there. Does it no longer make automations for me? It should, right? It should show up the automation. Why is it not? Isn't there, for automations, a way to make it show up the automation automatically? Like if I move this thing, it should just show up in here, right? In this folder. Shouldn't it? Show all parameters. Ah, there you go. Why was that changed? That's strange. Let's just go. Actually from down. I like that. Maybe have this twice to form a little bit of a pattern. It goes up a bit higher. Okay, I like that. Another technique that I want to try is windowing. For that, what I want is a very high sine wave. Actually, wait, let's do it like this. Let's do it in phase plant, because that's the easiest way to do it. Because you have control over all of the different wavetables. Oh, that's very big. Make it like that, so that it fits on the screen. Wavetable here, that's going to be our receiver. We're going to make a new group. To add 2 wavetables into it and a mix. Then I go into the modulators here for one of the windows. Let's choose this one. It's a nice window. Now the problem with this window on its own is that it's both positive and negative. So what I went and did was create a wavetable that is, where is it? All full volumes. Full volume. This is a wavetable that you can just make in Serum by just moving everything full volume. So there's no fade to this. What you could do is maybe fade in from one fully positive to one fully negative. And then kind of like crossfade. That might be useful. But this, as you can see, essentially puts this window right where it needs to be, only in the positive. Which is really useful if you want to do any form of amplitude modulation with it. So here on the sine wave it looks kind of cool. If you open it up and close it, right? Like that. But what we want to do is maybe edit this sine wave. Let's delete everything else. Holding shift, we delete everything. Delete. And then we should be able to go into here and just make that a very high sine wave. I'd like to get 64. Can I see which harmonic I'm editing? Can you zoom in? Ah, there we are. Okay. So I want to edit 64. And I just want that to be not like that. At the highest possible level. Like this. Done. So now we have a big sine wave that we can open and close. Hopefully. Maybe what would be cool, this one is now very loud. Can make that a little bit smaller. Add a normal sine wave. and then distort these together, and then remove that sine wave again. If I go like this, oh, you can't do negative level? Well, then I just phase shift this 180 degrees. That should cancel out this original sine wave again. Let's see if I go into the mix. Yeah, it just leaves a few of its upper harmonics in there. So essentially what we're doing, if there's no distortion in there, right, if we just turn off the distortion, it just gives us our normal waveform back. But because we're basically we're overdriving it, we're distorting it first, there's some harmonics that get generated, and those harmonics are not going to be cancelled out by the subsequent cancellation that we're doing. So we are left with a few of the extra harmonics here, and that is going to be what we're going to be outputting. Oh. So hopefully this sounds good, because if it doesn't, then all of this was stupid. Well, it was interesting, but now it needs to sound good, right? Maybe it's a little bit too high. It is more interesting like this. What could be cool is to add a filter to this as well. Oh, that's a very interesting sound. Very nice grid. We can maybe do like this and then simultaneously open up the window a little bit. That's a little bit strong, that gives me a headache, so I'm going to go off on the Q a little bit. That's pretty cool. Might make like a little sweep out of this, or let's say an impact. Let's see what that does. A little bit more faster. Gives a little bit of extra power. Now I'm going to spread this. Maybe that makes it a bit more interesting like that. Chorus there. We'll do like a static chorus. Why is it no longer moving? Ah, that's a... Okay, I like that high sweep that we're getting from it. Let's see if we filter out the lower bit. Something like that maybe. And we'll make this a little bit more stereo. And overall, let's limit this. I don't want to compress it. Doesn't need that, but a little bit of clipping will make it nice and loud. It's a bit of a strange sound. I don't know if I like it, I would say. With the delay, yeah, it sounds good. We can make it probably a bit better if we make it stereo and overall a little bit more space-like. I have stereo in here. I don't need to move to the folder myself anymore, which is very, very nice. Okay, I want a few more bands. What might be cool is to layer in some reverb. Bit longer. That sounds nice and gritty. And stereo spread on bass. Yeah, that's how I used to do it. I no longer do stereo basses, but for something very progressive it definitely works. You do have to be very careful with the amount of bands that you use, right? For the bassline, this is the most important parameter. If you put it too high, it's going to sound very zappy. And if you put it too low, then the low end is just going to be off. You can also up the minimal frequency. I don't remember if this is linear phase. I don't think it will be. I don't even know if that matters. Yeah, you have to be very, very careful with it. Use the graph here. You're getting a little bit more high end out of it like this. Because we're not making it super loud with OTT, maybe we should try that to get a very strong sound out of it. Maybe that helps it stand out a little bit. That obviously is very, very strong. It's because the reverb is on here. Let's turn off the reverb from here. And then let's add a nice black hole to this. Go to my favorite preset. Let's actually try a different one. I like that. Actually going to move this here. I can maybe put this in the fill. That doesn't really sound right. Right? It doesn't really feel like it should fit. But maybe this fits here. Not really. Is it just too loud in general? Yeah, kind of. Something like that. For now, the mix doesn't have to be perfect. It's just ideas, suggestions. Obviously, I'm going to redo the mix once this track is finished production. So we just move on to the next sound. And really, over the last few days, I've been playing a lot more with FacePlant, because all of the kind of crazy little things that you can do with all of the different modulations, like what we just did with that adding and then cancelling out the main harmonic. What I would like to try is do the same but with some FM. kind of cancel out the lowest harmonic of maybe something like this, and then distort what we get above there. That seems to be off phase actually. Something like this maybe. Maybe that should cancel. Hello Mindbee, how are you doing? It's probably going to sound awful. For now it does, yeah. But if we turn this up, it's going to. Yeah, this is going to be specific to that, so that might not work the way I want it to. Okay. Well, we'll have to come up with a new idea. Let's start by setting up our windowing setup again. I would like there to be group presets. Presets for the whole group. That would be very, very useful. Because then you can just take one of these ideas of the group that I'm using now, the windowing group, and just save that. I actually want this one. And I will take a mix out. This one goes to the level. Because I like the look of what is happening to the sine wave here. Like it still remains a sine wave, it just takes up less time and the rest just becomes silence. Which is very, very cool. If we maybe add a little bit of a strong distortion to this, like a nice fallback. Spread out a bit, let's see what. Get some strong tones out of that. Not really enough high end out of that yet. Could we maybe do this with a triangle? Is there a triangle in here? Okay, what if we distort it again? Oh. Again with another foldback. Because foldbacks really introduce a lot of high end. I like this. We can play with that. The macro here, I want a little bit less Q factor from that. And I want its window to shut. That might be a cool effect. Maybe to kind of sweep it up somewhere. Maybe something like this. Maybe this doesn't work and the sound is just too long for this. But it might be cool to have it kind of sweep down here and then back up. Should be the other way around maybe. Let's also have a low pass filter on here as well, which we close if this thing opens. We did the modulations a little bit strangely, so this is how you have to do it. Maybe an octave higher. If you use this with a nice long delay tail, that might be cool. And then, like into the fill like this. Go a little bit past 50. Really helps adding to the fill, I think. What I'm going to do is remove this part. And I want to see what the delay is doing here. Because I think, yeah, it's doing something strange. I don't think that I wanted to do that. I want to temporarily turn this delay off so that this fill becomes a little bit cleaner. Because I think that's part of the notes that I had. Was to make some of these fills. Not this one apparently. The one before it as well. I'm gonna make a synth that sits right in here. And I'm thinking of just doing something with the tones pack because it's nice and easy and quick. So let's open that up. It's starting to get really cold around the house here. It's gonna be terrible if I'm gone for a few days next weekend with Christmas. And nobody turns on the heating. And then when you get back, it's going to be terrible. I want to remember which one the one was that I used for a particular trick. I think it might have been this one. I did a trick where, because of the remap way of kind of moving stuff around, like this, or maybe the other way. Get something cool like this. That's kind of cool, with a little bit of extra rhythm in there. Might be cool to have a little bit of a, kind of like this. That sounds very cool. Very nice announcing sound. I like the psychedelicness of that. Very screechy. Now I want to bring out the mids a lot with this one. Oh. Something like that. I know it's sounding a little bit loud right now because that's what I like to do in terms of mixing it in. I first make the sound as it's loud and then I turn it down. Let's hear how that sounds in context. It might not even work in context. Not 100% sold on it yet. I'll leave it in there for now, just because I want to continue on moving and keep on moving. Now that we're doing fills, I might pay some more attention to this one as well. There's a lot of atmospheric stuff happening and then suddenly it's just nothing. I want to clean this one up a bit.
Matrix.
I think I'll have this one here without delay.
Matrix.
There's another sound effect in here, which might be this one. Yeah, I don't want that.
Matrix.
What is the riser? Is that this one? Yeah, we'll turn that off for now.
Matrix.
That's already a good start, but I want a little bit more. So I'm going to add another effect to this. A little bit of a downlift or something like that, but something a little bit more creative. Okay, so I can just move this around till I get to these ones. Let's experiment with maybe this.
Matrix.
And then something similar. That's very crazy. Some of these are very extreme. I feel like we're in the extreme section now. I think I have a cool idea with this here. Putting that in there in reverse. Oh, that fits nicely. If I wrap, yeah, it will be a little bit longer, which is kind of what I want. And then reverse it. That might be a bit extreme. Obviously now it's loud, so it's hard to judge.
Matrix. Matrix.
That's kind of cool. I always like to add a little bit of these kind of spicy effects all around my track, so I'm going to layer in one here as well. Where's my little scroll bar? There. It's hard to see the scroll bar. Nice big bell. I like this one. I'm going to put this in very low for now.
Matrix. Matrix.
This is the kind of sound that you can also reuse. Maybe here in the middle. But maybe having a different one in there is a little bit nicer. Just overall, I think we're going to complement this part of the drop with a few extra downlifters. This one, obviously it's very exaggerated. I'm just going to get the start of it. Like this. And then I want to heavily pitch it up. Maybe even like an octave. little bit of a sweep up into there. Maybe we use this other one for that. The 91. This one. Reverse that and then sweep it in. This goes a little bit lower. I don't think this one is the one that I want there. It sounds a little bit off. That's very creepy. Let's move the other way a little bit. These are more for like the big impacts, but I am going to save them because I do like them as they sounding now. So let's set this to maybe like -24 as well. This is the kind of effect sound I would put in there. I like that. We do need now a sound for this track. You should look at the length. Something like this, maybe. We're probably going to group these together. Let's do that actually now. Going to go -19 here. And then I'm going to up the volume of both of them together. Like this. And now we can add a delay on them. And that should glue all of it nicely together if we do it like this. Nice long delay. Thank you, Bulge. Bulge 108. That's a new name. I want to turn this off in the fill. Right here. I think. Right, this. No. One later. This is a short fill. Let's hear how it sounds in the mix. Maybe it doesn't work at all.
Matrix.
A little bit of chocolate. That piece was a lot bigger of a chocolate than I thought.
What we are in right now.
Okay, so what I want to do here is add an extra supporting lead that plays a little bit of a sequence. And that helps this main lead to come through a little bit more in this section. Because this is the part where everybody should go crazy and it should be very danceable. So I'm going to just start off with a 1 bar idea. And we'll iterate it on it a little bit. Okay, so let's just quickly get somewhat of a tone here. I want a little bit of release on that. Let's have this velocity controlled. Let's see how this sounds. Maybe this is a bit too simple. It is a little bit too simple, so I'm going to add a slight variation by just duplicating this over a couple of times. Maybe something like this. Have you already visited family? No. I'm going to visit family next weekend for Christmas. So then is when I'm going to go back. I haven't seen them since September. The end of September. Which I mean isn't that long ago. Just a little bit of saturation on here. Make it a bit stereo. I think I'll use dimension expander for this. Gets a nice gritty feeling. And oh, we already have the saturator. I don't want to do it too much, because obviously if you do it too much, what will happen is we'll lose the dynamics of the velocities that we have set. So the only thing I'll do now is just remove some of the lower frequencies here. Bit of an echo.
Well, we are in right now.
Okay, I want to add a little bit of peak here, which is going to move over time. And also grow. I don't want it to start too high, but I do want it to add a little bit of extra energy here.
Well, we are in right now.
That sounds nice, I like that. It's very danceable, very groovy. What I want to do next is, I had an idea. Yeah, here we are. This is the idea. I am going to add nodes here, which obviously go down to sub-bass level. And then we'll have serum on here. There's a little bit of an issue with my menu system in that one of the tools that doesn't show up is M freeform phase, and it doesn't show up long enough for me to see what's actually written there, so I'll have to change that at some point. But for M freeform phase now, I still have to navigate to there manually. But there's a cool trick that we can do. If we apply a bandpass filter, here, like this, and then we go node on random. This one is gonna go down a little bit. And then we go into here, turn off draw mode, and then go signs. We should be able to go like this. And then I think around here is where the magic happens. Something like that, right? A very flowy kind of sound. I like it. It does sound like it's doing it more than 16 times, almost. Let's quickly have a listen or look. Maybe what I'm saying isn't true, but it does sound strange to me. Obviously, because of the large amount of phasing that we're doing, that is the issue here. It is 16 notes, yeah. It is holding up. Okay, so then what I want to do is introduce maybe a little bit of pluckiness. Let's introduce a few extra harmonics with asymmetric distortion. And then I'm going to use modulation at a Pro Tool to create the dynamics here. Let's add this here. Give it some time to move. We can draw in a shape like this. I think we have to do something like this. That still doesn't work. I think that works. I think that sounds nice. Okay. I should be getting back. Please? Hello? Yes, okay. I should be back. This was the sound that we're working on. The only thing I want to do is make it sound stereo, because right now it's really dead in the center, and I'm going to do that after the phasing. Thought it was you. No, I could see the OBS crashing on me. It just lost connection for a little bit. I might just do 2 of them. And then have 4 bars in the break, maybe.
What we are in right now.
Now we can also use it here. That sounds very psychedelic. I like that. Now doing this here,
What we are in
I did kind of want to keep the lead. I think it's a nice lead, right? Sounds complex, but there's a few problems with it. One, that it does not really have a nice transition, in the sense that it doesn't really translate well into the fills, right? So there's not a lot of cool things that you can do with it within the fills, so we're already relying on other elements to kind of fill up the fills for us. The second thing is that it's a big mess in here. It fights with this idea here, which I want to keep. I really like this idea more than this one here. So what I'm thinking of doing is not having this lead in here, because there's not really any other place that I can use it. And then here you can hear we have a similar kind of lead, although it's not melodic. It has that same grittiness kind of feeling between them. So we'll keep this, and then we'll fill this up with a few more one-shots. And then here we add a lot more one-shots. We can reuse some of these. But then we don't have this main element in here. You get this nice metallic gritty kind of lead from there.
What we are in right now is like computer coded reality.
Thinking of putting this
or
one
some
right here.
type of computer construct.
And then not have this one here. What if in this part we also remove all of the build up stuff here?
What we
The
are
normal
in
drums.
right now. What we are in right now.
We have some big effects in here. We add some atmospheres.
Coded reality. Or some type of computer construct.
And then the second part is really where the build up kind of happens. And then we get back into the sound, right? Something like that. Quickly check. That sounds nice. I like that. Maybe a few more synths overall in this part. I was thinking of chord steps. I heard something in here. There's something sitting in here, one of these atmospheres that gives me that really nice chord. This one here. I want to see which notes this is. I might be able to use this to create some kind of cool chord myself as well. Or maybe we can just... It's D, F sharp, G sharp, and an A. What we can do is accentuate those four notes, give them a bit more resonance. So this is the first. Then we'll go with the second, which is right there. The third one will be right here. Up. And then the last one we can put it right here. Obviously small resonance. Oh. Let's add a bit of volume to this. I like this sound. How many times are we using it? Quite a lot, actually.
Matrix.
Does this one not sound the same then? Now it does. How often does this repeat, actually? Okay, so this is it's a 2-bar thing. I'm going to move this to here. Let's see if it stands out a little bit more here. That's okay if we move these, which I wanted to do anyway. Move those to here maybe. We also have this other sound. I don't think I'll keep that. I'll just duplicate these over because I do like how these sit in there. Maybe have an introductory part for this one. Actually want these to stay high like that, so the delay continues. Maybe it's a good idea to do it like this, because it's a 2-bar rhythm. Not 2 bars, sorry, 2. It's 2-beat rhythm. That sounds nice for a fill, I would say.
cut of reality.
This needs an impact
Or
here.
some
A big impact right here. Which is going to have a little bit of extra effects on there as well. So, impact. Let's just see. Not really the sound I was looking for. Maybe this? Oh. Let's just stretch it for now to check.
what we are in right now. What we are in right. What we are in. What we are in right now. What we are in.
Okay, let's add a downlifter to this. As you can see, I like stacking my effects. Maybe something like this, and then very, very low in terms of volume. It's going to be longer. It means we can try pitching it up a bit. It's 27 or something like that.
What we are in. What we are in.
Let's add an echo to that and some reverb later. It's still very, very loud as well, I think.
What we are in right now. What we are in right.
Overall, its stereo-ness is very, very narrow. I don't like that. So I want to make it wider.
What we are in right now is like computer coded reality or something. What we are in right now is like
Bit of
computer coded
H reverb.
reality or some type of
This one I had to fix
construct.
like this by putting it inside a rack that I made for it. Otherwise it would open the 5.1 version of it, which is not what I wanted. Okay, so I want this to be fully open. Let's hear how it sounds fully wet.
What we are in right now is like what we are now. What we are in right 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 now is like
I'm going to freeze that because that's very, very CPU intensive. The long version is just there if you want a long reverb, but it gets very heavy on the CPU if you get very high numbers or very high, very long tails, right? Very long length. Yeah, the reverb really makes it settle down, which is what I wanted. We now need to do a nice fill into here, and I'm not 100% certain on the vocals. I like the vocals, how they sound, but they don't seem to fit right there in that space. Maybe we can find a different place for them, although the track is getting fairly full. We already have the stuff in the intro, we have the stuff in the breakdown. So other than this, where do we really put this? doesn't fit with the break. This is a light break. Maybe here?
What we are in right now is like computer coded reality or some type of computer concept. What we are in right now is like computer coded reality or some type of computer construct.
Now, simulation theory.
Then we have two vocals back to back, which is a lot of processing that the listener would have to do. So it's not really the best solution.
What we are in now,
Oh, I'm in the wrong space here.
what we are in right now is like computer coded reality.
Let's
or
move that
some-
back. Just going to reset to how it was before.
What we are in right now is like computer coded reality or some type of reality or some type of computer construct. Construct.
I think it may be a little bit too slow, the vocals. Which is an issue with the way that the impact now sits there.
What we are in right
Let's see if we can make a little bit of space in here by moving some things around. This one forward, this one two forward, and then we'll move the whole thing so that the construct sits right there.
what we are in right now.
Did you use manipulator by any chance? No, this is M transformer.
Coded reality.
This four-man shifting.
Some type of computer construct.
That sounds cool. I might already introduce this element in the fill here.
What we are in right now is like computer coded reality.
This one is going to have no delay.
Some type of computer construct.
Or what we can do is turn this lower temporarily here.
What we are in right now.
It is doing the same thing as manipulator in terms of the format shift you can also do with manipulator.
It's like computer coded reality or some type of
Yeah, the automation is really nice. I really like doing that. I do that a lot on different vocals, just to lighten them up a little bit. This sound here I wanted to maybe place somewhere else. I think it's this. Yeah. Let's zero that one out. I don't like it. Not right there at least. Here it's starting to build up a little bit more, and then we have it another time, I think. Yeah, there it works. It just becomes part of the whole atmosphere.
Now that
although I don't want the delay sound here. So for this delay, we're going to turn it off in the fill. Helps keeping it clean a little bit. What I want to check is the downlifter. That one goes here. So that it lifts up into that exact point. This also has a delay on it, which I don't want here either. It's a good thing to turn off delays in fills like this, because it really cleans it up and gets the main element kind of through. In this case, that's the vocal. I want these vocals to have a little bit more high end. That sounds a lot nicer and a lot more open, more what I'm going for. Maybe overdone it a little bit, but I like the extra power that we're getting from that, and it should make it more understandable in the rest of the track as well. Like this one. It's very low in volume, I would say, maybe. I think that sounds a lot nicer. One other thing that I remember that I wanted to do was maybe use the Matrix vocal that we have here.
Matrix.
See if we can use that in a few more spaces. What I'm going to do is take a little break. I like where we're going with this, and then after the break we'll dive back into some more sound design. There's a lot of different things that we still have, like a few more one-shots, more sounds, more atmosphere. So there's a lot more to do, more leads in here as well. So I'm going to take a little break. What I want to do is I want to put on a track that I've been working on yesterday. And yesterday was actually a very good day in terms of production for me. I made 2 tracks, and I took 2 tracks and basically redid them after a few days before having done one of the projects as well. That was the last stream, of course. You can always accentuate the consonants a bit later. Yeah, once we get into mixing, all of those smaller details will come in as well. This is one of the 2 tracks that I changed, and I really like the changes that I've done here. There is some elements that I need to work out. There's a lead in here that needs a lot more attention, but the ideas are there. And there's also one lead that I made with a piano, which you guys might not like that much. I'm also a little bit on the fence about it. But I'm taking a quick break, and then after that we'll get back into the production of this track here. So for now, let me turn these things off, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
There's a beginning stage of not knowing, and there's an ending stage. In the beginning stage, you don't know what you want because you haven't thought about it. Then when somebody forces you to think about it and go through and say, there's the middle stage. Then you get beyond that.
Okay, right in time. Okay, let's go back to the production itself. What I want to do is more leads, right? As we've said. So for example here, I think this is one of the places where we have that as a note. Yeah, more one-shots. This one might be a bit loud. Few dB. I want one directly after this, so right here. Probably around the point of interest. And then using something like the tone spec, it's so easy. Right, I just go in there, go into one of the parts, and then write out the idea that I have, and then I can worry about the sound design if I need to actually adapt it or change it. Okay, so this is not the tone that I'm after. Something like that, maybe nice and aggressive. Bit of release. Put a little bit of echo on that. That's always nice. Might be cool to do a little bit of detuning on there, ever so slightly, to get a nice big stereo effect. Thank you. You're a bit behind on the stream, I think. I've thought about, now that I am including parts of the stream into videos, which will be happening for a future video as well, maybe having some space for the chat on the screen, but there's really no place where I can put it that it doesn't cover up something important in Ableton itself or my face, unless I'm able to like put it around the bottom here in some way. Let's see, we need to make it so that it's loud. Now it makes sense. Yeah. It gets out of life. Yeah. And it might be your connection. Because on my part, apart from that one dip that we had, it's all pretty good. I made this one orange because I don't like the whoosh coming in here. That sounds a lot cleaner. Maybe this one is a little bit too high in pitch. Maybe go back to that last one. This one also clucks up in a weird way. This is a nice thing of the tone pack. Right, I can just hear different sounds. I like this. I want a little bit of extra kind of gritty quality from there. So I'm going to be pushing it out like that, but not so much, just a bit. That's the kind of tone that I'm after, and I want a slight modulation here. Maybe not, let's just keep it the same. I like that. Let's see how that transforms from here. From there I want a little bit of offbeat pluck just to change it up a little bit. It's always a good idea to have a bunch of different element types, right? So I'm going to do a randomized saw here. Nice strong filter on that. Let's set up a modulation for that. Like so. Let's make a MIDI quickly. I also want a volume modulation on this. I'll make that like this, so this becomes our actual modulator. And both of these should be set to envelope. Okay, then with some hyper into a distortion, we should get a nice sound out of that. Go for some asymmetric for that nice warmth. That's nice. I want to bring out a lot of the higher frequencies. And then I want to remove the low ones. It might be cool to do an offbeat kind of delay on this as well, by going 1/4 notes and then ping pong. Let's see if you add a little bit of processing to that. One more OTT to make it extra sharp and spicy. We'll just set it up in parallel like I usually do, and then we'll push it a little bit into the saturator. Hopefully I'm not pushing it too loud. That's okay, but there are a few annoying frequencies in there that come back from that second OTT. I think that sounds nice. Adds a little bit of extra power there. We'll add a few more of them, a few more of these one shots here. Might actually not go for this one here. Why does this sound not do anything? What's going on here? Huh? This should be outputting something. Why are you not doing that? It's not receiving MIDI. Aha, this MIDI clip. I don't know if I want to keep this sound. It doesn't sound particularly nice, I would say. Maybe? Maybe if we switch these two around, it will work. Our automation is a bit of a mess, but that's okay. I like them not here. Maybe even here. Right before the other one. And we'll use some of these one-shots in here as well. These sound strange because we are using this kind of weird technique. Maybe if we do use add a little bit of chorus to it as well. Place this here. And this one lines up with there, so we can't reuse that one either. Maybe this is a cool sound for later in that part, because that helps transition into the break. I think I'll remove the flute from here, which I think is this one. Yeah. I'm going to line this one up with that one there. Is this that sound that becomes so loud? Oh, that's this one, of course, yeah. We turn that up for other parts. We can have this be right here, maybe. That's a cool sound. I like the way that sounds. I'm going to have this ping pong and I'm going to give it a lot more feedback. little bit of high cut. This shouldn't have this in here, by the way. No drum sets at all. This should maybe have the drums. Let's get this in here. Yeah, like that, immediately back into the little bit of hi-hat. I think that sounds a lot nicer. Let's clean up this project a little bit here. Starting to get slow, this project.
Now let's begin.
Bit loud still, and this other one is very loud. Few more synths in the beginning here, and then we should be okay. I have 2 more orange ones in here. When did I do that today? Are these? Yeah, these are from today, right? Yeah, this one I'm not sure, and this one. I'm going to turn both of those off so we don't get too confused by them. But I want to maybe re-import this in here. And maybe play with this one as well. I won't have that there, and I'm going to turn this one off as well, because I don't like that one. But this is definitely sound we can use. Here we'll have it continue to delay out, because this is not a fill. This one works. I'm still not happy with this sound. It just sounds slightly off to me. Maybe like that. Also not exactly. Bit of EQing should make that sound a lot nicer. Okay. Obviously now it's way too loud, and also the structure of this is completely wrong. They all sound sharp with regards to the bass. The bass is normal G, not? Am I making mistakes here? No, this is G sharp. You got me scared here, dude. I checked the key before I started by just looking at one of the atmospheres, but this is in sharp. This project is in sharp. It's all good. Let's make this more stereo sounding. Stereo. Yeah, let's just go for normal stereo here. Or do you mean sharp in terms of the sound design sharp? Because this... I meant just that last sound when you were going through wavetables. Oh yeah, that might be. Some of the tones might sound a little bit weird. Obviously they're all going to play in the same key. But they might do like octaves. But all of them have a fundamental, even if they're very, very low. By the way that I generated them, this should all work with the key that you're working with, especially if you're layering it like this. That works nicely. I'm probably not going to have this in the fill here, because that's where we transition into the break. Okay, what I want to do now is copy over some of these one-shots into the part with here. This one probably will sit in there nicely. Take these. Those are kind of cornerstone parts. Have this one sit right here, and then we'll have the fill variant right here, which you might need to adapt. Yeah.
Is the idea that we are living
So we're going to shorten this.
that the world that we live in is
Actually, let's make it part of the
but it's just a simulation
fill here.
that somehow we are hallucinating, much like being cocooned inside the matrix while we all
And then in terms of this automation, we do like this. I think that's everything for automations. Yep. Let's maybe not have these in the first one. This way we have that nice part of the fill.
Now let's begin.
We have a nice long transition from that fill element, which I really like. Something like this maybe. I also want some other. Maybe this is a cool sound. We just have to audit a few of them or try a few of them. I like how this delay continues as well in here. But I'm just going to have it in the first bit. This is where it starts with the vocal. And then we won't have this in there. Okay, I like that. I want to see if we can put this in here. This is the non-fill one, I think. We can mess with some of the other ones as well. Maybe have this one return right here. Again, not in the fill. Trying some different things out. We can also try. Oh, that one is off. This turned off there, so this one is slightly after it. Oh. Might be cool to do a little volume boost here actually. We'll make sure that it goes back to 0 here. With slight volume boost like that. Well, not slight, it's actually 4.5 dB that I have now. But it just brings that element in there slightly again. And I'm going to open up its filter a little bit. Listening back, I do want this to be longer. Let's have this come in here so that it doesn't boost the delay there. This dB boost might be a bit too much. I like the sound of that. I like that a lot. I can do another 50 minutes of streaming. Although after that I have some obligations. But for those 50 minutes, I want to design a few more one-shots and see if we can fit them around the track. This is a very one-shot heavy track, so there's a lot more different elements that I'm using throughout the whole thing than in normal tracks of mine. Hello Steels, how are you doing? Nice to see you. You can see how big the leads group is for this track. There's a lot of different little elements going on all around the track. I want something in here. Right now there's a little bit of a delay till there, and I want to fill that up. Maybe say here. Let's try some vital stuff. See what I have. Oh, we can do windowing in here. Or we can play with this sound. User projector. I named the wavetable after myself for some reason. Okay, bit more resonance, and then we'll have this one peak up and slightly move down in resonance, slightly move down in here. Want to add a chorus with very little movement. Compress everything together. What if we add phase disperse to both of these? Oh. Okay, so the movement is too much. Right, we just want a little bit of movement. And let's have that movement be in the higher parts here. I was really creative last few days, I needed a day off. Nice! Well, you can join in on my creativity, because I've also been very, very creative over the last few days. Let's try something like this. This might be a bit of a strange sound. Yeah, especially if you play it an octave too low. It does sound cool. It does have a nice kind of glide to it. I like that. We can add a bit more change between the two by setting these two. Kind of like this. The fun about this way of pitching as well is that we're using two oscillators, and there can be small changes between the two oscillators. That makes it a lot of fun. It's not the same texture, just pitched up. It is like slightly different. What might also be cool is to do a bit of panning and then do it like this. One band like this, and then this one band backwards. Some cool sounds in here, like this. Bit of OTT on there. Nice and squashed. This is kind of my standard chain, just OTT, go through a little bit of saturation on the way out. And then lower it down a lot. clean it up. Let's reuse this again, change some of the automations up. Let's have a listen to this. Let's transgate after Vital. I'm not going to transgate this one. We have a lot of transgate sounds in here already. We need some more sounds in here. Probably going to have some kind of... let's do like here. Kind of tone pack kind of sound, I'm thinking. Just something simple again. I might just use this one. This is a tone that I really like. If you have the tone pack, 077 is a really nice one. Nice gritty sound. Little bit of release on there. We'll do a slight bandpass on there. I don't want to do it too much, I just want a slight tonal change. Just going to copy this over so that we're quicker. That sounds a lot nicer. I like where we're going with that. Let's have a listen to how that comes out of this drop here. We're probably going to add some sounds to this part as well. This is a spot where I don't have a sound yet. Right there it layers up, but right here it's on its own. I want to divide up these sounds throughout the whole track, obviously. So that we have them sitting throughout the whole track. This sound as well can go into the start. Let's have a bit of a listen here as well.
Matrix.
Maybe not twice in a row. Let's just have them sit here once.
Some type of computer construct.
Might need a few extra one-shots in here. This might be a good space for these sounds. Actually, I want this one to be right there. Seems to be an error there. Let's delete that. This lead loses a lot of its power here later. So that's something that I need to fix. I'll probably go through the automations. I'm not going to do that now because I want to strictly focus on the sound design. There's a lot more things we can add. Let's quickly turn this down a bit. There's a lot more of these types of sounds that I want to add throughout the whole thing. I really want to fill up this track. The track is still feeling very, very empty to me. Let's see if we can maybe take a cool sound like this. I like the phase disperse sound that we're getting from a lot of these. Oh wow, it looks like a mess. Let's bend this. I think this is a cool one. This is a very basic version. The face disperse is really not doing anything. I wish it went up higher. Can we make it do that? If I delete all of this, remove keyframes, and just make it go as high as it can go, it should be able to morph through it in a cooler way. Hopefully. Oh. Spectral blend. Normalize table. Why does this not become louder? Ooh. Is that even possible? Let's assign some modulations to this and this. That's kind of cool. We'll do 24 dB bandpass here, and we'll add another. Nice cool synth sound, I like that. We have to make sure that it works in the track though. That might be a bit of an issue. I just want to find that one peak that is caused by the high sine wave and push that down. That one right there. It's kind of an extreme EQ curve that we're going on here, but sometimes for sound design that works the best. We could try what happens if we go an octave higher. That might be the way to go, actually. Go octave higher, very long note here. And then in the matrix we can set these amounts directly. So I think if I do like this, and then look at the amount, we can modulate these the way that we want to. Here, this one goes that way. And then finally the filter cutoff goes a little bit this way. So this is fully open. Go maybe like this. I like that. I like that sound. It's a cool sound. I'm going to give this an arpeggio so that that release does something. Let's have a listen. I want something to happen before the synth as well. This delay is going to close completely here. Actually, let's close it like this. So then the concentration is more towards the part where that actually slides into the break. Otherwise, that high-end delay really sits on top of it and takes away the focus. So now I want an element to place right before here, which I'm going to set right there. And this is just going to play once, because right here we have this element. Let's use another Vital. Vital is turning out very well for me these last couple of synths. Actually, I want to use the... Oh wait, that's Faceplant. Faceplant has the power sync mode, which is really cool for wavetables. So let's do this one with Faceplant. And I'll show you a cool generative technique here. We just have a sine wave and then we go Effects, Power Sync. This is what Dada showed me. You want to go full overlap and full amount and everything. Oh. Oh, this is not what we want. We just want a normal sine wave. Sorry. Let me hold Shift here and delete everything else. Now we have just the sine wave and now we do the power sync. Okay. So then here, for you, we're gonna go mix 0. 0. And that's going to morph into the power sync, I think. Or we do 100 and we go with the amount instead. 0. What does that give us? It does have a little bit of like a phase shift going on. That might be because of the overlap. If we start overlap also at 0. I think this is the sound that I want, the type of wavetable that I want. This looks really cool already. Let's have a listen. Maybe if we apply this again, we do it twice, then it will be better. We basically apply a power sync on top of a power sync. Here it becomes... Oh, that becomes really strong. I like that. We do the same thing. We go no amount here and no overlap. And then here we go full amount, full overlap. Something like that. We get some creative tones out of it. What I would like is a nice synth like this, what we can do is use random velocity here. So this is going to be a velocity controlled sound. The way we can do that is we can trigger multiple notes at the same velocity, I think. I think there's a way to just do that from here. Why is it not giving me anything now? Actually, you know what? We can just use a random here. It doesn't really matter. The way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to just set it up. Oh, where's my filter? With a filter like this. And then we'll use a few different ones. We'll use a few different filters. This one's gonna go unipolar. Do you like playing chess? I never play chess. I never played. I should, because I used to do it with my grandfather back when he was alive. And back when I lived in the Netherlands. Not often though. Like, I've never really gotten into chess. Chess, sorry. Okay. I'm going to add this to here. Again, this is going to be unipolar. Sorry if I get a little bit carried away here and not answering questions. I just want to get this sound correct here. Okay, so this is the idea. Let's just have 4 of them. Oh, and now what we need to do is set each of them to different modulations. Otherwise they will all get the same modulation, which is not what we want. Okay, so let's turn you down. Copy this 3 times. How much is this? Let's set this to 40% and then let's copy over the 40% so that we can set each individual one here. One of the things that I have been doing with chess is getting into like chess content. There's this guy, I don't know his name, unfortunately, on YouTube, but he posts like shorts of different tactics used during professional games, and I don't understand a bit of it. There's like all the different names and different things that, you know, you can call different openings, different types of attacks, whole bunch of weird stuff, which I don't know. Let's make these fully open actually. We're gonna go fully open and then we're going to go fully from the start. Because we're distorting it, we're getting harmonics all the time. So this is number 3. You go all the way up as well. This should give us 4 different variations of the same sound playing together. That's kind of cool. Let's add a little bit of extra spread with distortion. And then I want to make this go to like 100, like that, and we're going to copy over all of these. Now I can add my arpeggio to it, arpeggiator. This then goes to 16 notes. That's a nice sound. I do like that. I'm going to go probably with a rhythm like this. Should be a lot of fun. I don't think I want this to close all the way because 5 is very low. Okay. This is a nice opening sound, a nice starting sound for any section. I like this. Nice plucky sound. These are sounds that I can also use somewhere else. Maybe here. Let's see how that sits. Oh, they are one too high. Going to put this sound a little bit later, so that one also sits on its own. This is a real good opportunity to change around these sounds as well. The echo here is broken. Maybe this is also a good sound for here. These two. Oh, again, I moved them up one. That's not all we want. Not 100% sold on the sounds, these sounds here. Might be more of this kind of space.
Matrix. I'll probably keep them like this, I think. This is a very strong, sound has a very strong impression.
What we are in right now is like computer coded reality.
I have to check something.
Or some type of
2 seconds here.
construct.
Here as well, this sound is too in your face, I would say. Maybe it's better to have these here again. We'll start off slow, and that atmosphere comes in. This one here. Going to add a Luftikus to this, because Luftikus is a very nice way to add a lot of air to a sound, and this sound really needs it because it like really trails off there. PC is having a hard time with this one. Let me quickly save the live set, and then I'm also going to finish almost, because at 9 I have a few obligations. I wonder what automation is turned off. Let's see if we can. Put some fire into this sound right there. I want this before any saturator. Saturator is right here. I want to see which of these macros goes. Oh, this one is being automated directly. I don't want that. Let's do another little trick here in the fill. And then I'll finish off for today. I want this delay to actually continue in here up until, yeah, right here, up until the fill, basically. That's a nice transition out of there, because it keeps some of that mid-range in there. Right. Let's have a listen to this. I like how that sounds. I like it. Which means that I'm going to end the stream here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the production that we did today. I hope I could inspire some people with my own creativity, because I've been feeling very creative lately. Not only have I been working production here on this track, and a few days ago in that other stream that I did as well on Monday, on that other track, but in between I've spent just about 4 to 5 hours on 2 more tracks as well. So all in all, today or this week in terms of production, I've done more on like actual production than I did in the month before, in the month of November, I would say. because of all of the album stuff that was going on and all of the things that I had to arrange for that. That's a little bit down now. The final music video is now rendering, and then I need to do one more. So this one still has 18 hours to render on it, and then the other one also has another 2 days. And then I can start preparing and scheduling all of the music videos, all of the different release platforms, the Bandcamps, the SoundClouds, all that stuff. Make sure that everything is updated. You have a lot of shorts lately. Yes, I'm trying to pump out a short every day, and a lot of it is recycled content. So that means that I take the things that I do in the tutorial and just split it up into like 3 or 4 shorts, which is really efficient. But also shorts are really good for, not so much for you guys who like watch all of my regular content and who watch the streams and all of the long format videos that I do. All of those people, really, the shorts aren't meant for that. They're more meant for like attracting new people, right? You nearly forgot to like. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. But also the shorts, yeah. In terms of just quickly getting an idea out, that's also a very nice way to just in 1 minute, explain a little topic, and then just get that across. But it's very hard. You have no idea how hard it is to restrict yourself to 1 minute of talking. Like the amount of editing that I have to do. Sometimes I record all of the material for one short and it goes out to like 2 minutes if I cut it all down. Right? So then I have to discard, okay, which of the information is the most important, which of it makes the short itself the more, like, most captivating. Do I have a nice hook to everything that I say? Is it interesting right from the start? The problem with short is that you have to really get somebody's attention in like a few microseconds. And then once they decide, oh, I'm going to watch it, then they'll probably watch it the whole way through. But if you don't hook them in 1 or 2 seconds, then they're just going to continue to swipe because it's so fast. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had fun. We did nearly 3 hours of production. Another one will be on Sunday, as usual. And then for a while, there won't be any streams as I'm going back to my parents for Christmas over the weekend. The weekend after this one. Right? Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks. See you guys.